Hey, what is going on, guys? So I am making a video about a few things, a few tips for sellers to avoid when they get ready to list their home on the market, or if their home comes back on the market and it doesn't sell. And if it comes back on the market for whatever reason, the common reasons are it doesn't pass the inspection, the buyer's backed out for whatever reason, you can't agree on an appraisal, or the buyer just simply couldn't finance and they were denied financing if they have a loan. Things like that are common reasons why deals go south. So if that happens, I'm going to give sellers a few tips. So let's talk about the first one. The first one is when you sell your home, a few tips. What do you want to do and what to expect? So be realistic. If you're a real estate agent like myself, make sure you set the standards to your sellers. Make sure you set, expectations early, because a lot of sellers have never sold a home, or they have not sold a home in a long time, and they're getting highly misinformed by people who have sold their home, and then they think whatever happened with them is going to happen with them. The reality is, guys, most sellers do not take care of their home and prioritize things that simply matter to get top dollar. Sellers will do enough to sell the house, make it look appealing. More sellers will upgrade their homes in terms of looks versus upgrading their homes in terms of value. And they think looks are going to bring value. Looks just simply brings attention. When an appraiser comes in, it doesn't matter if they like the paint colors of the home. They're going to value, is your house livable? Does the AC, is it in good condition? Do you have, good HVAC? Do you have good plumbing? Is your electrical on point? Is your roof good? Those are the things that actually matter. So when you're getting ready to sell your home, make sure you get with a real estate agent, because a real estate agent is going to bring you value and help you have more income, to sell your house and get top dollar for it. But when you try to do things on your own, I guarantee you, if you took sellers with the limited experience and knowledge that they have in real estate that sell their homes, once every 10 years, 5 to 10 years, and then they go out here without an agent, they're probably not getting max value and top dollar as they could. In their minds, they think they are, but the reality is you're seeing the average with realtors versus non-realtors. Realtors are winning that by far. So, and I'm saying that based on looking at the data out here. I can support and back that up, not just talking that. So, if you're getting ready to sell your house, be within expectations, and also try not to get into the habit of looking at what's going on in your neighborhood, as tempting as it is. Of course, you want to know what's going on to be able to list your house and get top dollar, but don't get so caught up into, hey, was such and such sold it for this price, and this guy sold it for this price, so I should be able to sell mine because my house looks better. The reality is, you like your house better than a lot of other people might like your house, or you might value your house higher than other people. But the reality is, guys, it doesn't matter what you think. It matters what the buyer thinks. If you're a seller, I'm going to say it again. It does not matter what you think of your home. It matters what the potential buyer thinks of the home. So if your neighbor's house is ugly to you, well, whoever bought that house, obviously that house was nice to them, and it doesn't matter what you think because you're not the buyer, or you're not the owner, and you've never been inside your neighbor's house, so you can't really sit here and compare it. So I just want to make sure you guys out there are understanding in this market, despite if it's crazy or not, the reality is when you sell your house, the goal is to sell the house. Sure, you want top dollar. Yes, that is great. But the reality is sometimes it doesn't happen. And a lot of that is attributed to sellers not taking care of their home. Just being honest. Once that inspection comes in, people are like, I'm not giving you this. And then when the appraisal comes in, they might have overpriced it. And it happens pretty often. So, But let's go to the second thing. And that's with, what do you do if your house comes back on the market after you attempted to sell your home? Well, if it happens for the common reasons that I stated in the beginning of this video, mostly through seller financing falling through, or not passing inspection, or not agreeing on appraisal, those type things, then what do? You put it back on the market and then you sell it. A lot of times things sit on the market longer because some people want higher dollar, and if the longer it sits on the market, the more value it loses. Just being honest. I mean, think about it. If you're a buyer, are you going to pay top dollar for a home that's been sitting on the market more than 30 days? Probably not. So if your house has been on the market for a long time, longer than a month, you got to look at some alternatives and be more open-minded to some of the deals. I'm not saying just take whatever comes your way, but think about it like this. Your goal is to sell your home, right? Wanting top dollar is just a bonus, but your goal is to sell the home. Your goal is to get more money back from selling it than what you purchased it for, which majority of the times, damn near every time a house is sold, it sells higher than what someone bought it for. If it sells lower, you need a real estate agent. I'm sorry, you shouldn't sell a house lower than what you paid for. Now, unless you were in foreclosure, short sales, something like that, understandable. But if you're not in that situation, you should get more than what you pay for because your value appreciates, right? So yeah, those are just some things I wanted to bring to sellers' attention, because a lot of sellers I'm seeing are starting to get crazy since the market is like selling way higher, 3 or 4 times higher during this COVID season. Everybody wants to sell over top dollar, and then they're mad when they don't get top dollar. And then you look at their home, it's like, well, some of you guys might have not did some good work to your home or taking care of your home. And then, you know, some people might not take as good care, but somebody wanted. They were fortunate to get a buyer, maybe from like California, who's like, hey, I'll take this house as it is. I don't care if the AC is 8 years old. I'm willing to take it. I'll just fix it myself. They got money, and that can happen. But the bottom line is, you can't look at what everybody else is doing. You got to focus on your house. You can look at them to an extent for educational purpose, but you got to focus on your house and do what's best for you and try to make your end goal get the results that you want. So remember, the goal is to sell the home. Getting a top dollar is a bonus, but the goal is to sell the home. That is the biggest priority. And as long as you have that as your focus, you should be fine. All right, guys, I hope this video helps out some nervous sellers or some realtors who have a hard time explaining this to their clients, because it is very common. But the reality is, you got to sell. You just got to sell, you know. And if you want that top dollar, then do things to get top dollar and work with a real estate agent to help you have a chance at getting beyond top dollar. All right, guys, hope this video helps. Over and out. Peace.